Alright, Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah, the blind city apostle GMS. I'm now Allah coming to the video. Okay, and as you can see, this is the title right here. It says Pence hails $414 million deal on U.S. rockets for Poland. So on United States rockets for Poland, the U.S. held almost a $500 million. Check that out. It's for rockets. See that? You can set it for you real quick. This is Psalms 140:1. Deliver me, O Yahweh Shem Shah, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. So the evil man is continually gathered for war. And imagining mischiefs in their heart. That's not talking about some random individual walking down the street. Okay? It's not talking about that. Right? This is back to the article. It says, the U.S. and Poland finalized a deal on Wednesday for Warsaw to buy American mobile rocket launchers worth 365 million euros as it lobbies Washington to boost troops on Polish soil. We are pleased to partner with you in Poland's national defense, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence said in Warsaw as the deal was inked in an air hangar filled with Polish and U.S. troops. This means that Finland is taking its place among the most capable and formidable nations in the world. He added, underscoring that U.S. will always stand with NATO ally Poland. His comments were echoed by Polish President Andrzej Duda, who has lobbied Washington hard for a permanent U.S. military presence in Poland. The purchase will have a huge impact not only on strengthening the defense potential of Poland and the Polish army, but will also increase security in our part of Europe on the eastern flank of the Atlantic Alliance, Duda said. The first stage of the acquisition of 20 HIMARS systems, that's supposed to be rocket launching systems, artillery systems, will go ahead in the first stage of acquisition of 20 HIMARS systems will go again in 2023, he added. Pence and U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo are headlining a conference in Warsaw on secret issues in the Middle East on Wednesday and Thursday that the U.S. is co-hosting with Poland. So right here, speaking about how Poland is taking part in this deal, this $414 million deal. This deal that's almost $1 billion. Okay? But it's all about what? Beefing up military might. That's why I read that scripture in Psalms 140:2. It says continue the other together for war. Look at another scripture. Proverbs 14, verse 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Right? The simple believes every word. The simple will hear about that $414 million deal and wouldn't think of it. They'll believe him. They wouldn't say, oh no, this is just for and they made a bogus excuse. What that's for, the average American citizen will go right along with it. But the prudent man gonna look well to his going, meaning the prudent man is gonna take into account what's really going on here. What's really going on is that the United States government is beefing up their military. I don't want to use the word beefing up military. They're increasing their military might to get them ready for the coming Third World War, World War III. This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the king's heart or the king's mind is in the hand or power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. And the rivers of water, they turn. Sometimes waves come up, many little small waves. Okay, certain parts has rougher water than others. And just as you have rivers of water, and the rivers of water turn however they may, just as it is when the Heavenly Father has the power of a man, has the mind of a man under his control. He makes the man do what it is that he wishes. And what Yahweh is making the United States government do, as I mentioned, what Mike Pence was the vice president, it mentioned about this $414 million nuclear deal. Weapons deal. Now, if you pay attention, I was saying that the United States was beefing up its military. When I was saying that, what I should have said was, to be more clear, was the United States is beefing up its its allies' military. Okay? Here you go right here. It tells you right here. It says, we are pleased to partner with you in Poland's national defense, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence said in Warsaw, as the deal was inked in an air hangar filled with Polish and Jewish troops. Okay, so it speaks about Poland's national defense. So the United States is beefing up its military, or beefing up the military of its allies, which is still one whole force anyway. Okay, so United States and its allies, still one force. But what I should have said was, instead of the United States government beefing up its military, the United States government is beefing up the territory, or beefing up the military of its allies. This is back in Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth whithersoever he will. So the Most High frames man's mind how he chooses it, and he makes men think the thoughts that he wants them to think. It's all the benefit of the Most High. It's all to further the Most High's agenda. Esau is doing this thinking that he's doing what the hell he want to do. No, you're doing what the Most High wants you to do. Alright? That's scripture. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war with the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. So that all the men of war draw near. And we got to proclaim this among the Gentiles, among these nations, which we're doing now. That's how we get out there and teach. We always talk about how America's going to be destroyed by way of thermonuclear destruction in the coming Third World War. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Right? Let the weak say, I am strong. Meaning, take that money that's supposed to be used for agriculture and put it into your military. Taking your plowshares and beating them. Take it to a blacksmith, or you're doing it yourself. You are beating the plowshare and beating the pruning hook, so that it can be used as not necessarily as a weapon of agriculture, but for a weapon of destruction or mass destruction, weapon of war. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So may those that are weak now say that they are strong. Okay? These other nations, because now, nations before that didn't have the nuclear capability, they now have nuclear capability now. They were once weak, now they're strong. And that nuclear missile is like an equalizer. Oh, you got a missile? Okay, but we got one too. Alright? Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause the mighty ones to come down. Oh, Yahweh Shema Shah. That's about it on that. Okay, that's it on that. I could read more, but I just wanted to make that short. Let me go back to the article. I just wanted to go to this article here, which says Pence hails $414 million deal on U.S. rockets of Poland. So the United States government is giving their rockets to Poland. They're giving their artillery to Poland. They want to increase Poland's military might. Okay, because the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He said, with this with your will. So the Most High is allowing Esau, with the so-called white man, to make the moves that he's making. Why is that? To get them ready for the coming Third World War, which is the war that's gonna end all wars. Okay, check that out. Mobile rocket launchers, American mobile rocket launchers at the top of your page. The U.S. and Poland finalized a deal on Wednesday for Warsaw to buy American mobile rocket launchers worth $414 million, man. As the lobbies Washington to boost troops on Polish soil. And even want to put troops out there on Polish soil. Check that out. So that I could get more into that, but I'm gonna end it there. I'm still praise How about Shah? That belongs to the Apostle GMS. I hope both learned something. Shalom.